says the sector itself has lost about 23 billion rand. That's between January and September of 2022 because of load shedding. Reports also emerging now that farmers have to balance either stable financial records and their mental health. Let's get you a sense of how this is all unfolding. Speak to one affected farmer in the country. That's Siphiwe Sithole, who's a farmer and founder of African Marmalade, joining us via our video link. We're hoping to also be joined by an agricultural economist during the course of our discussion. But for now, Ms. Sithole, thanks very much for your time. It's great to have you on the program. We don't often make the association between farming and the mental toll it takes on you, especially because of load shedding. As a start, maybe outline to us how badly you've been affected.
Yeah, it has been quite tough. We've had situations of interrupted irrigation plans. Crops aren't growing as they're supposed to be. You're also experiencing some cancelled orders because customers are not able to push the volumes that they had forecast. So suddenly you're expecting to send a certain amount of produce and you're told, no, hang 10, we'll take it a day after tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow might not actually come. And again, you've got to meet payroll. I mean, people have come to work, they're looking at you, they expect you to pay, and you just don't have enough money to actually make those financial commitments to your staff that each and every rand matters to them. It is quite a stressful period for most of us and myself and many other farmers.
Yeah. Have you come any closer to being able to quantify perhaps monetary losses that you've suffered as a direct result of load shedding?
I have not really been able to. We've asked our bookkeeper to do so, but I mean, we've lost quite a lot of stuff because again, if you're not irrigating correctly, crops are getting distressed. So we're seeing our crops changing color. You know, we're losing moisture, and also on delivery, customers are returning some of the stuff and saying, no, I'm not happy with that. And I know that I'm not speaking for myself alone. Many other farmers are complaining that we're seeing a lot of returns because the quality of what we're producing is just not what it's supposed to be. So it has been really, really bad for particularly the smallholder farmers who don't really even have access to any financial instruments to keep them afloat.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I was hoping would go. I mean, other farmers have spoken about how what exacerbates the situation is this all man for himself type culture in the industry, in the sector.
Oh yes, yeah, no, we are on our own. There has been no help whatsoever. We've had from the budget speech, I think whatever was mentioned, assistance that was going to come through to the farmers, nothing has come through yet. We have not even seen anything in the media that says, hey farmers, this is what we're going to do for you. So it is quite stressful, and we're moving towards the middle of the year. We're moving to the most difficult time of the year in our farming, which is winter period. And with this unstable water supply. Plus, we also have got the issue of the blackouts that happen at night. Remember, a lot of the farms are isolated. Being a female farmer, you're very, very vulnerable compared to many other farmers. So at night, you know, you really have got to keep on patrol. And even those people with cameras, with security system, there has been a lot of breach on the security system. So if you're a farmer, you're a family where you with your workers out there, you can't be playing security guard at night and just making sure that everybody is safe and at the same time delivering on your customer promises.
What's really concerning, of course, is that the barriers to entry in farming are already so high, and that's affected things like even transformation in the sector, where there could be farmers, for instance, who look like you, flourishing because of the work that they do. It's, I suppose, going to take a lot of work to try and ensure that even that kind of objective, that of having a whole lot more players in the industry, is not compromised because of stuff like load shedding.
Oh, yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, it is going to set a lot of people backwards. I mean, the people that have been trying things like hydroponics, I know that some of them are exiting the sector because all those setups, the stuff is just not working. The hydroponic system is designed on things going correctly. Some of them are really going out of that stuff. Some people had cut down on cost and said, okay, fine, I'm going to automate my irrigation system. Each time you actually have got this load shedding, you've got to go back and reset your irrigation plan. So that means that now you now need a man on the ground. And we already know that costs are high, and we're trying to make sure that customers receive things at an affordable price. And yeah, so it's really tough for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about that, I mean, how much further can you really shield your customers from essentially having to help you carry the additional costs that come with staying operational?
Yeah, no, it's just difficult. We're probably going to have to be able to say maybe cut certain product lines. So we might actually start to see less produce in produce options in our stores, because you have got to decide whether are you going to continue doing the red onions and the garlic and whatever, or you're going to decide to say that maybe let me cut one line because I can only practically and profitably sustain one product line or four or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, other farmers who've spoken out about the impact this is having on them have spoken about how sometimes you're not even aware of the toll all of this is taking on your mind. You're just so fixated on fixing things without acknowledging, dare I say, perhaps even some of the latent trauma that you're suffering because of how difficult things are. Is that a sentiment that resonates with you?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, most of the time you've got to be like the kind of Superman, the Superwoman, making sure things happen. You've got an obligation to customers, to your staff, to everybody, to your family, and you kind of really neglect yourself. It's at certain times, because again, most of the time you're just not getting that quiet moment to sit down and say, what is going on? How am I feeling? What am I supposed to do? And you just don't even have anybody to tend to. There is no support system for farmers. You're on your own. You either contact somebody and find that they're also going through the same challenge, but with no clear way out to say, what do we do? It's unlike if you're employed, you probably have got an employee hotline, an employee assistance program. There is no farmer assistance program out there for farmers.
Yeah. So if government were to intervene, where would you reckon they should start? Because I imagine there are a lot of kind of entry points where you'd need the assistance.
I think what they need to do is to just immediately do a quick check that says that what kind of assistance do you need, instead of them telling us, because most of the time you've got the bureaucrats sitting in the office and deciding what farmers need. They need to be able to say, farmers in Gauteng, are you organized into structures? If you belong to a farmer body, tell us your three immediate needs. And then the bureaucrats must look into, this is what the farmers request or say their need are. Can you then facilitate them getting them, instead of coming up with a program that says you're either going to be getting a voucher, you're either going to getting whatever. Most of the time, those things are not relating to what we urgently and desperately need. If, for instance, the issue is security, what is government's plan to assist us in actually making sure that we up our security? If it's about the infrequent water supply, how do they assist us in that? Because that is going to then alleviate the mental health that we actually all faced with. So we need them to listen to us and not tell us what they think our problems are.
Absolutely. So well put. Siphiwe Sithole, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. Appreciate your time on the AM Report. Siphiwe, of course, is a farmer and the founder of African Marmalade, helping us track the plight of farmers as they juggle their mental health and trying to, I guess, mitigate the worst effects of load shedding.